and that's only going to get higher as we go through 2025 with these AI tools out there. There's a number of tools you can put your resume on, say, okay, match that job for me and change it, right? So how's the recruiter going to tell, if all resumes are not the same, it's a
Yeah.
big war happening.
How I guess, okay, let's say you get, 588 applicants, since that was kind of the average number. Um, if every resume looks the same because AI is helping write better resumes, what's your advice to recruiters to how they can actually screen through? Like what's going on the recruiter side to kind of help with this issue?
Well, they rely on their ATSs a lot for, to source through this stuff. So some ATSs will rank that resume. Some, I think Greenhouse just actually, all the resumes when they come into the system per job are ranked according to date, right? So you have to basically scroll through all those and review them all at that point, right? But I think some kind of just resume scoring system is needed on the back end there for these recruiters to help them, cut down on all these applications and just find the right ones.
So again, like if you think of the AI helping job seekers, and I've seen some of these tools as well, where they'll like look at the job description, put in the right keywords, right? So if you've got AI doing that on the front side, and then you have AI scoring these resumes, how do you differentiate yourself as a job seeker when it comes to applying to jobs?
That's a great question. Back in the day, I'll tell you a quick job hunting story. This is before the internet, but I,
The day of fax machines. I love it.
right, exactly. Well, I use mail, right? So I always tell a sticker, if you know who you want to work for, like what company, go find the hiring manager. Go on LinkedIn, figure out who the hiring manager is,
Yep.
and basically FedEx them your resume. Right, that will get you noticed. Right, that's a tried and true way of standing out. But it is about standing out, Joel. You have to really try and rise above the rest. Right, so getting a referral into there. Your resume, I think, as well, should be visually appealing. Once they do see it, you want it to pop. I think I've always felt like the visual aspect of a resume is just as important as the words on it. It just says a lot about your professionality and that kind of stuff, right? So those are some of the things you can do to stand out. But going back to my story, so I wrote, instead of a resume, I wrote basically a little personal newsletter for myself. It was who, what, and where of what I wanted to do, who I was,
Yeah.
what my skills were. And it was like a 3-column layout. I did it in Microsoft Word back in the day, and I just mailed that out. I didn't mail the resume, so I wanted to work for a marketing consulting company. So I found about 80 companies in my area down here in southwestern Connecticut. There's a lot of marketing consultants here, and I mailed that out to about 80 companies. I got 11 interviews, and I got 3 job offers out of that. And that was pretty.
Amazing.
The same rule applies today, in my opinion. Right? It's just, and your job is actually easier because it's much easier to find the names and contacts of all these people with the internet. So that's how I stand out.
Got it. No, look, I think it's a real challenge nowadays to find a job, and I talk about this a lot with a lot of the content I do. I think one of the challenges that people face is, if you've got 500 applicants and
You cut out there, Joel. No, I can't hear it. Yeah. Adam, can you hear me? Okay. Mm.
So as Joel was saying, when you have 500 million zillion resumes, how do you sort through?